Welcome back, everyone. It's been a fucking while since I made a video. I'm not popular, so who gives a fuck? Anyways, today we're gonna be talking about Friday Night Funkin'. For those who don't know what Friday Night Funkin' is, it's basically a game that Ninja Muffin made. It's a rhythm game on Newgrounds. Mind you, it's rated 16 and up, and the fan base is really toxic. Some creators were cancelled over some serious shit and some dumb shit. So let's get right into it. The first mod we're going to be talking about is Mid-Fight Masses. Mid-Fight Masses storyline is basically boyfriend and girlfriend, the main characters, go to a church to use the bathroom. Cervantes doesn't want to let them use the bathroom because they're not part of the church. That's it. That's basically it, right? Sounds innocent. Let's start off with reason number one why Mid-Fight Masses got cancelled. Reason number one is really fucking stupid. First off, the fan base was sending the artists of Mid-Fight Masses Dookie Doodles death threats and doxing them on IG DMs, basically saying, do this with the mod, do this with the mod, do this with the mod. Basically trying to take control of the mod, even though it was his OCs and his mod that he can do anything with freely. While these threats and doxings were happening, he was sent Rule 34 of his two characters, Cervantes and Ruv. His two main characters in his own mod basically put in sexual situations that he was being sent. Honestly, this can do a lot of things to a person, because you created something and you're being sent Rule 34 of this thing, ruining it to you, basically saying, I don't want to do this mod anymore. Now let's talk about the shittiest thing the fanbase has done to the creator of Mid-Fight Masses. The creator of Mid-Fight Masses on April 1st released an April Fool's joke saying that Cervantes and Ruff have two kids, Sullivan and Razazzi. Sullivan is a 17-year-old kid and Razazzi is a 12-year-old little girl. Mind you, both of them are minors. So what the fanbase stupidly decided to do was send Rule 34 of minors to the creator, especially of Razazzi, who was a 12-year-old little girl. This is really fucked up, man. Why the fuck are y'all sending Rule 34 of minors? By the way, it's so stupid sending Rule 34 of minors. There's a lot of reasons why that's so stupid. It's common fucking sense, but in my opinion, the fanbase ruined this for themselves. Now let's talk about the Tricky mod and why it got cancelled. For a little bit of context, Friday Night Funkin' is not a kids game. It looks like a kids game, but it's not. It's a rhythm game for 16-year-olds and up, basically teenagers. It's not a kids game at all. Like, at all. And the reason it got cancelled is over the stupidest shit. But let me tell you some reasons before I tell you the reason why it got cancelled. Let me tell you some reasons why Friday Night Funkin' is not a kids game. And week 3, Pico, who's from a game about school shootings, he had a gun on him. That's one reason on why it's not a kids game. And week 5, the mom and dad characters had Santa Claus up in gunpoint. And week 6, Senpai told the boyfriend that his girlfriend will be gargling his balls. And finally, in week 7, Tankman curses at boyfriend many times and calls him a cunt. This sounds very kid-friendly to me, doesn't it? Now let's get on to why Tricky got cancelled. He got cancelled for putting up the middle finger. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Nothing else, nothing less. He got cancelled for putting up the middle finger. In my opinion, the fan base ruined this for themselves. Now let's talk about the Friday Night Funkin' HD mod. Back in the day, the creator made fun of a cancer patient, right? The fan base found out and they canceled him. No, they canceled him overall. But the creator didn't take it seriously at all and just said, cancel me. Do your worst. I don't give a fuck. This was a huge mistake on the creator's behalf because they did cancel him, but also sending him death threats and doxing him. So, in my opinion, this is the fault of both the creator and the fanbase. It's the creator's fault for not taking it this seriously at all and just apologizing and sending condolences to the cancer patient. And it's the fanbase fault for doxing and saying death threats to the creator. Next, we're going to be talking about Ed's World. For those who don't know what Ed's World is, it's basically a show from the early 2000s on Newgrounds. This show really had a lot of controversial moments that affected the mod. One reason is that the real life Tord Larson, he left the show and people are still mad at him about that for leaving. He left because he didn't want to be sexualized anymore. He didn't want to have all this attention upon him. The second reason is that Tord's new voice actor, Jamie Lewis, was accused of grooming and sexually assaulting people. This controversy from Edgeworld eventually affected the mod, since the whole mod was centered around Tord and no one else on the show. So BB Panzu got cancelled because of Edgeworld and him making Tord Larson the main person of the mod. In my opinion, it's the fault of the fanbase. Tord left Edgeworld a long time ago and people are still mad about it. But what can you do? And so in my opinion, this is the fault of the fan base. Now let's talk about Agadi. Agadi basically got cancelled because the creator of Agadi was basically found being transphobic and homophobic. He was also being a huge creep. And in my opinion, since this is a very short and simple cancellation, I believe the creator's in the wrong. And the fanbase did the right thing by canceling him, in my opinion. Now we should talk about Starlight Mayhem. The mod got cancelled because of the artist and the creator of the mod. And what both of them did was made NSFW artwork of Uraraka from My Hero Academia. And not many people like that because of the fact that she is a minor. And both of them also said they enjoyed making NSFW artwork. In my opinion, the fanbase was right in this because why the fuck would you make NSFW of a minor? Uraraka's like 15, 16, or 17 in the show. Between that, I know she's in high school, but I don't know how the timeline of My Hero works because I don't really like this show. But the fact that she is a minor and they made NSFW artwork is still fucked up. Now let's talk about Versus X or Tabby. Tabby got cancelled because supposedly the creator was basically plagiarizing Witty and Tricky. People say that he plagiarized Ballistic on the Witty mod and Madness on the Tricky mod. In my opinion, none of the songs sounded like they have inspiration more than plagiarism. And when the creator of the Tabby mod talked about it, he said it was more of an inspiration than actually copying it. I'm gonna say one thing, inspiration and plagiarism are huge different things. In my opinion, inspiration is not close to being plagiarism. You can be inspired by something, it can resemble it a bit, but it's not going to be a full-on copy. So in my opinion, it is the fault of the fan base for thinking plagiarism is also inspiration. Now let's talk about the Versus Witty mod. The reason the Versus Witty mod was cancelled is because the creator was being harassed for not making a ship canon, and that was the ship with Witty and Carol. Because of not making a canon, they basically harassed him every time they could by sending him Rule 34 of his own characters. They will harass him until he got to the point that he wanted to delete the Versus Witty mod. And then he did delete it, because Witty was one of the most popular mods of all time in the Friday Night Funkin' community. People got mad at him because of that. In my opinion, it's the fault of the fan base. And I got two main reasons because of that. First, you shouldn't harass a creator just for not making a ship canon. Second, whining about something that basically you cancelled and then it got deleted doesn't make anything better. This is the full-on fault of the fanbase and nothing more and nothing less. Now let's talk about the most controversial mod in the Friday Night Funkin' fanbase of all time, Versus Sky. So for those who don't know what happened, the creator of Sky, Boyfriend Wives Forever, has a TikTok. Sky is a TikToker's original character, or OC. Sky the character basically is a super fanatic of Boyfriend, and she wants a full-on relationship with him. And because of that, BB Panzu made it a mod. After the mod came out, Boyfriend's Wife Forever got a huge boost in fame. And this affected her mental health because she is a 14-year-old minor. This made her do a lot of things that a minor shouldn't be doing, by the way. So I'm gonna list a couple of them. One of them is that she peed on TikTok Live. This was encouraged by her chat, basically saying she should do it, she should do it, she should do it. Mind you, she is 14 and a minor. She was spreading gore and Rule 34 on her Discord server, and this is something really fucked up. Some people will send the Rule 34 of Sky. This is a very common thing in the Friday Night Funkin' community, I guess. This really affected her mental health a lot, because imagine seeing your own character in sexual scenarios, especially as a minor who's 14 and got famous really quick. But if that wasn't bad enough, one of the main controversies was Sky, the OC's age. BB Panzu in the mod made her 19 to correspond with the age of boyfriend and girlfriend, who are also 19. And Boyfriend's Wife Forever said that her age is the same age as her, which is basically 14 years old, making Sky a minor. At the end of the day, they agreed to make her 1 year old, making her still a minor. They will over-sexualize her, make Rule 34 of her, and also, this is gonna be sad, but they will make Rule 34 of Sky And Razazzy, whose Sky is now 1 year old and Razazzy is 12 years old. With all of this happening, the mod was deleted. BB Panzu has blamed himself for everything. He blamed himself for making the mod, he blamed himself for changing the age, he blamed himself for literally everything. As for Boyfriend's Wife Forever, her TikTok account got deleted. No one in this situation really won, in my opinion, and it's one of the most fucked up situations to ever happen in the Friday Night Funkin' community. As we can see, the Friday Night Funkin' community is full of controversy, and the fanbase is one of the most toxic fanbase that is barely talked about. I only ever hear the fanbase being toxic by its own fanbase. Honestly, it's just like kind of sad, in my opinion, that all these great mods were deleted or the creators left the community just because of the fan base. It's like they can't have anything good for themselves. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if all the mods got deleted or if the full-on game will just not ever come out. This is honestly like really fucking sad, like to see a game with so much potential and to build up a great community to like all go to shit in a span of like what, a year. Anyways, that's been it for me. Like if you want a cookie, dislike if you want a cookie. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do. Subscribe if you want to. I still don't give a fuck. Anyways, bye.